I saw someone earlier brought up JJ being, didn't play very well today. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with that. I think it was a mixed bag. I thought earlier on in the game he didn't play very well, but I thought his second half was pretty good. He made better decisions. He made timely throws when he needed to do it. Um, but I think one thing um, to note is he does have inaccuracy issues. That is a I want to throw a red flag up. I'll throw a yellow flag up because now, we're on the last quarter of the season and he still misses guys or throws a little bit too high or puts a little bit too much steam on it. He's still struggling with being accurate with the football. Yes, Blake, man, he's done it multiple times this year, throwing screen passes that hit the ground. Bubble screen passes that's hitting the ground. So, that is a bit of a concern. You will hope that he continues to try to fine tune that. If there is one flaw in this game thus far, he can be inaccurate at times. The arm strength is there. I think the poise is there a lot too. You can see him keeping his poise in big situations. The athleticism is definitely there, but he has to work on those actions. Um, and another thing too is that hey, one thing to know is injuries. Keegan. I mean, for one, tackle not Hayes. I think the right tackle didn't play today due to injury, and then we saw that Keegan also got banged up and today as well. That's two of your five starting offensive linemen, which is huge based on the way that Michigan likes to play. So fortunately, I mean have Nebraska and then Illinois afterwards before Ohio State. So if you need to sit those guys and could you get through those games without them potentially maybe. I don't know the severity of their injuries, but hopefully it's not going to be something that lingers and something that can build up for the most part before you play Ohio State at the end of this month. And also, look, Shoemaker. Eric All's all the way out. Is already out for the season. Now, Shoemaker did come back and play in this game, but he clearly wasn't the same guy. Looked like his left shoulder was bothering him, so that's something to note as well. So I don't know. I mean, look, availability is the number one skill. No, and all these guys play a pretty good role, a pretty significant role on this team, especially the guys on the offensive line. And Shoemaker's been one of JJ's go-to targets. So, um, we'll see, man. We'll see, but definitely something to watch out for.
Yeah, I think the difficult part is when these injuries are happening, right? Because you just had your bye week, so that would have been the right. There's no ideal time to get hurt, but you'd love to have a full week off to be able to recover and recoup. And I think Michigan is a much better team than Nebraska. Although Nebraska seems to be kind of doing the Nebraska thing of kind of playing much higher than their talent level. But I think Michigan will be just fine next week. But then the week after that, you got Illinois, and I know they lost today, but I don't think that's not a rest game. Let's put it that way. You're not just going to be able to
Right.
take Schoonmaker and a couple O linemen and Blake. Let's give him some rest. Like that's just not going to be one of those types of games. Even if Michigan does win convincingly, right? I could see that being a 35-10 game where you do put it on them, but you need your guys to get it done. So it'll be interesting. I think overall Michigan will be okay, and it may just end up where instead of Schoonmaker getting the amount of targets and catches he gets, maybe it's Ronnie Bell or maybe it's Cornelius Johnson, and it just changes a little bit. I would imagine in these last 3 weeks that downfield passing game, you probably want to get that little bit more in the mix, which essentially is not Schoonmaker's. That's not his strength, right? He's more of kind of the underneath, sure-handed tight end. So we'll see what that looks like. I think I don't think it's you're on life support or anything like that. I think you'd love to be 100% healthy at this point, but honestly, I don't think any of the teams are at this
No,
point.
of
So
course not. No, but it is something to note. I mean, two of
mhm.
your five starting offensive linemen are banged up. I mean, yeah, I mean that is significant. Now it's no excuse to lose the next two games for certain. You got to take care of your business. And Illinois. I mean, today was a very bad loss. You do have to give MSU credit. I know a lot of Michigan fans don't want to do that, but I got to give them credit for the amount of suspensions that they handed out, and the emotional roller coaster I'm sure they went through as a program this past week. For that's a pretty good win, pretty good bounce back for them. So you got to take your hats off to them. I and it just shows you, man, just how weak the Big Ten West is. Um, it really is. I mean, what a disgrace. What an absolute disgrace. So I mean, look, take out that what you will. I mean, I don't think MSU is very good at all. But they were able to go to get a win at Illinois. So does that say more about MSU up and down theory, or is it maybe Illinois is fraudulent for Big Ten West standards at least? And maybe they're not that. Maybe they're just blah out of the blah in the Big Ten West. I mean,